Yeah, hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chandan Sutri, and this is the part third of the skill set video I'm preparing for you, for the young freshers, for the students, for the young professionals who wants to upskill themselves, who wants to build their career in sustainability but do not know how to do it. So this is an important video for all those people who literally want to build their profile, update their CV, resume, and want to get a good job in sustainability domain, friends, or ESG domain, friends. It's a very important video. This is part third. Part one, I have already discussed about skill set one, which you should be aware of. So if you have missed the part one video, please go to the part one video first. Go to part two of the video where I have discussed the second skill set you should be aware of. And this is the third part where I'm discussing about other skill set which you should be aware of and try to upskill yourself, building your profile in this particular skill set such that you have a bit of confidence starting your career journey in sustainability and ESG related domain, friends. So very important video. Be with me throughout the video and I'll help you upskill yourself and help you get your good job in sustainability domain, friends. So the skill set, the third kind of skill set I'm talking about today is the sustainability data analytics kind of skill set, which is very important profile nowadays. A lot of companies hire freshers, youngsters, or the beginners who have good understanding of Excel. So if you know Excel, a bit of understanding if you have, you know how to work on Excel, so you have better future ahead, because in sustainability, sustainability today is 90% of data and 10% is storytelling. So whenever they prepare a report, data integration is very important for them. To integrate data, to analyze data, how to use the data, how to play with the data is important for you to have an understanding on these things. So Excel will play a key role. If you know Excel, if you do not know Excel, you can upskill yourself. This particular profile will help you get a good job in sustainability domain, friends. So every ESG report, be it with any standard, like say BR, SR, disclosure, or any other standard they use to prepare the report, data will play a key role. And for data to be analyzed, you have to know the Excel basics, right? So I won't say too much, but basic understanding of Excel, how to work with the data, how to play with the data, how to analyze the data, right? For example, let's say carbon footprint data or energy audit, rich analysis. So all these works on data, right? So you have to have an understanding of data and then analyze the data. So how you can strategize the data, how you can play with the data is important. So if you know these things, so this will help you to build up your profile in sustainability domain, friends, and help you get a job in sustainability, friend, right? So when I say Excel understanding is required, or basic Excel understanding is required, so I'm not talking about too much in detail. An expert in Excel is not required. Basic formulas you should know, like for example, sum, average, minimum, maximum calculations, if and or use in Excel, or VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, text functions, date functions. So these kind of functions, lookups, or kind of calculations you should know, formulas you should know. These are basic formulas which will help you to analyze data within Excel, friends, and help the company as a consultant or as a part of the company where they are reporting journey. So you can help them. So this profile will lend you job in sustainability domain, friends. And beyond the basic formulas which I discussed in the last slide, which you should be aware of, beyond that also you should know the use of pivot tables, right? So this is the heart of ESG analytics. So you should know how to use the pivot tables. If you are not aware of, you can Google it, go through different videos where they have guided you how to create the pivot tables. So this will help you to summarize the monthly energy usage, right? Or compare waste categories, for example, analyze emissions by source, create one year on year trends. So if you want to create trends, if you want to analyze, so you should know how to create, how to use the pivot tables. So this is one important skill set you should build up in Excel. Although you know the formulas, you know the basic formulas, this important upskilling will help you to get a better job, right, in ESG or sustainability domain, friends. Now within Excel, one is a formula, the other one I talked about pivot tables. The third thing, you should upskill yourself on the charts and visualization, how you can present it, how you can beautifully create the charts into stories, right? How you can create the data into stories. So how you can visualize the data, like Power BI is one important tool, but other than Power BI, at least for the basics, for the beginners, you can think of only Excel, where also you should know how to create the charts which can be presented, right? The line chart, the bar chart, the stack charts, the spark lines. So you should know all these kind of charts, or how to create these charts which chart will be applicable for which kind of data analysis, right? That also you should be knowing how you can color code, how you can beautifully present the data which is attractive for the visuals, right? So you should know how to format, how to create these charts, different kind of charts, and which chart is applicable for which kind of data analysis. That also you should be aware of. So this is one important upskilling you need to know when you are upskilling yourself in Excel. So formula is important, keywords are important, charts and visualization also is important if you literally want to upskill yourself on Excel, right? Then another part you need to think of in Excel is the data cleaning part and structuring. The most underrated skill set which is I'm talking about is like people are not aware of data cleaning and structuring it. So you should be aware of how to clean the data, how to make it more structurized the data, right? So you should know how to remove the duplicates or handling missing values, standardize the units. For example, you find the data in different units. How can make it a more structurized, right? Standardize the units into one format, right? How can convert the raw meter readings into usable data? So these things are challenges you'll face. So if you do not know these basic skills, you'll struggle, friends. And that's what the company looks for. Kind of people who can help them because they have bulk data. So data cleaning is a headache for them, right? Suppose if they have an instrument which pulls the data automatically, but the data which comes in a bulk, and then it needs to be structurized or cleaned such that it can be worked and then can be analyzed. So before you start analyzing the data, you have to clean the data, make it more structurized, right? So this is one important skill you should know, because even if you know how to analyze the data, but if you do not know how to clean the data, how you do not know how to make it more presentable, the data, it won't help the companies or its employee to prepare or analyze the data correctly. And visualization is also important later on. So data cleaning is a basic steps. So if you are literally working on Excel, if you want to master on Excel, so you have to think of how to play with the data, but before that you need to know how to clean the data and make it more structurized, right? So this is an important skill set which is not discussed by people, but I feel as an experience I feel this is the most underrated skill which you can think of, and therefore I request people to upskill themselves on this particular skill set in Excel, friends. Now, one more skill set, not exactly to Excel, but the data types. So it's not about Excel I'm talking about, but related to Excel. This means you need to understand the sustainability data types, because there will be different kind of KPIs. For example, energy, if you talk about, so you will have different kind of energy related data, like for example, kilowatt hour, fuel consumption, DG sets data, renewable energy data. So different kind of data will be under energy. Same with water, like water withdrawal, water consumption, water discharge, water recycling. Same with the waste, hazardous waste, non-hazardous waste, recycling, disposal. So different kind of data you will have for different KPIs. Let's say for emission data also you have scope 1, scope 2, scope 3. So some companies are reporting only scope 1, scope 3, scope 2. Some companies are reporting all scope 1, scope 2, scope 3. Some companies are only reporting part of scope 3. Some are reporting part of scope 2. So you need to understand different kind of data under environment. Same on the social front, like training hours, diversity, safety, incidents. So companies report on social also, and governance, like compliance, audits and policies. So you need to understand the different KPIs. You need to understand the data within the KPIs, right? This is important. Although Excel I have discussed about as per the skill set in this part of the video, but beyond that you also need to understand the different KPIs and different data which is under the KPI. Because if you do not understand, okay, this is the data for the energy and how to be used under energy data, if you do not know that, you won't be able to use it, right? So you should know, you should have basic understanding of the KPIs and the data types. Sustainability data types is important to understand, friends. Useful to you, let me know in the comments if you want me to prepare more detailed content on the skill set. This is my understanding, this is my experience, right? I have also created different videos which is already on my channel. You can go through them, you can watch the videos, right? So you'll find these videos, this content useful. These videos are mainly for the freshers now, which I am trying to build them, trying to guide them how they can upskill themselves, how can they prepare themselves, what kind of courses they should take. So all this kind of videos I have already started creating, and you can go through them, go through these videos. Even this video is on the skill set. I have already prepared last two videos on the skill set, skill 1, skill 2. This is part 3rd of the skill set video series I'm talking about friends. So you can go through these videos. I feel this is my experience. I have discussed or I have tried to create the content, and this will help you to understand what skill set is required, how you can upskill yourself such that you find a better job in sustainability domain, friends. So please keep watching my videos. If not, it is started. You can go through the first video on the skill set, then you can come back to part third, which is this video particular, friends. In this skill set series, I have created friends for you. Thanks for watching the video, friends. Follow me for more updates on sustainability related career opportunities and guidance. You can follow me on LinkedIn. I'll drop the link in the description below. You can email me with your queries, suggestions, guidance, or whatever interest you have. If you want me to prepare the video on those topics, you can email me. You can drop in the comment section also, friends, if you want me to prepare a specific video on particular topic. Please do let me know. And subscribing the channel will help me get motivated to bring you more content, fruitful content for you, which will help you in the long journey in sustainability domain, friends. So thank you for watching the video. Please subscribe the channel. Please do like and share the video if you found the content useful. Also comment if you have any doubt, queries, or you want me to prepare any kind of video. So thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Until then, take care of yourself and keep learning.